Greetings, how's it all going? Flat Earth debunked in under 5 minutes. That's tonight's topic. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the flat Earth. I've even got my spirit level permanently set up just to prove that we're not tilting on the side or going upside down, even here in Australia. I love the flat Earth. I think it's brilliant. It's been the best thing for the old grey matter ever. Is that camera a bit foggy? It wouldn't surprise me. Give me 2 seconds. Hope that's cleared it up a little. Right, flat Earth debunked in under 5 minutes. Probably give me 2 and it's done. Okay, we've all seen the flat Earth models where it's basically a snow globe. The Earth is flat. Well, obviously the oceans are flat. The Earth is undulating because it's above ocean level, but pretty much the oceans are the flat Earth, which is kind of weird. You'd think it'd be the flat oceans, the lumpy Earth, surrounded by Antarctic ice wall. It all makes a lot of sense because we know water has to be contained with something with higher edges. Now, there's one sun and one moon, and the moon is lagging by an hour, as we know, each day. That's what gives us the moon phases. Anybody that thinks that the moon isn't illuminated by the sun doesn't understand moon phases or how it works. It easily works on the flat Earth by being illuminated by the sun. The moon is not its own source of light. That is ridiculous. I've covered that before. How is the flat Earth model proved wrong? Very, very simply. On the summer solstice, the 21st, 22nd of December, in the southern hemisphere, each and every one of the southern continents, at the southern extremities, the most far distant possible, like say the tip of Tasmania or New Zealand, as opposed to the bottom of South America in Chile. There's a name for that city or town or whatever, and there's a name for that one in New Zealand as well. I don't care too much about names. The facts are these places exist, and each one of these southern extremities can get up to 17 hours of daylight each on the same day. Meanwhile, in the north, the far north, like up around the Arctic Circle, they've got like 3 months of sheer darkness, twilight at best. One sun, 17 hours, southern extremities each. There goes the flat Earth theory, gone. Now we know the globe Earth theory is already, it's petered out long ago. We know that for a fact because the globe Earth model had atmosphere and a vacuum of space and all the rest, the stars never changing parallax. The globe model is completely debunked. Now the flat Earth is debunked, and you're going to have to come up with a better model. Okay, allow me to do that for you. It's fucking it's concave. It's either concave or it's toroidal, like a donut constantly moving in. The toroidal model works on the fact that the sun sits in the center, the powerhouse of it all, and the continents moving in and out constantly. So daytime is when it spins towards the sun. Then when it comes back out, the sun sets, and then we're looking out at the stars, which are always in the same place, more or less. They change a bit of angle or something, but that's about it. And they seem to be spinning around one another. That makes it a bit of a realm. So it makes the spinning ball Earth even seem sane compared to the toroidal model, which makes sense. The concave Earth, where it's a great hollow sphere, and we're on the inside of it, is the next thing that makes the most amount of sense. As we keep rising in elevation, we're going toward the center of the universe. And that is why the horizon stays at eye level. On a flat Earth, on a flat plane, as you kept on rising and rising, it would eventually drop away beneath you, below eye level. But it's constantly rising to eye level, which shows concavity. And then, for the seasons then, if say the southern continent's up here, the sun is actually rising up as well, so the winter at north much colder, much darker, and the sun is spinning around up higher, giving us an extreme summer and extreme long daylight hours. So the southern continents are actually much closer to one another, as we would assume on a globe model. And you can do this flight from Australia directly to Chile in about 11 or 12 hours, because the distance is roughly exactly as it would appear on the globe, only we're on the inside. And the other thing that makes sense then, how the oceans make sense, is exactly like the old project where you get a bucket of water, hold it at your side, spin it around and around, and bang your arm on your chair, and it doesn't hurt a little bit at all. Past it. And the water at one stage is completely suspended above you, and where you're holding it still would obviously crash down to you, but because of the momentum of the spin, centripetal force is pushing it outwards, keeps it in the bucket. Now take a film of this doing that, and take 360 still shots for the entire circle. Every single one of those shots will show you the water level is perfectly flat and level the whole time, and yet it is still moving in a circle. It's the only... Now, I came up with this theory over 20 years ago. I was talking about it around the campfire with my mates when we went camping, saying, with billy tea. That's how we make billy tea. You have a tin can with a wire handle. It's got to be homemade, of course. You boil your water in it. When your water's boiling, you chuck some tea leaves in. You let them boil for a few minutes. You take it off, burn your hand a little bit, but that's part and parcel of the trick of making billy tea. Sit it down, tap it with a stick 3 times to help the tea leaves settle, and then you swing it around at least 3 times, and that pushes the tea leaves down and out. That is the same force that we see of gravity. Gravity is everything being pushed down and out, like the gravitron ride even. With everything spinning, everything gets pushed down and out. You can have density and things fall. That still makes sense on the concave inside model. But on the globe model, things should be spinning out, off. Like any spinning ball, when you see a wet ball getting kicked, everything on the outside goes spinning off everywhere. Like when you're twirling your billy tea around, any ashes stuck to the bottom go flying off in any direction, and you've got to run like a madman putting out all these little potential bushfires. And the tea leaves sink down to the surface, the bottom surface of the bucket. The water keeps its level. So the whole Earth is exactly like that, and everything is within. The sun, the moon, all the stars, they're all within. Everything is within.